evil person. Manipulate with lies and deception, weaving words like a spider weaves its web, trapping the weak and the unsuspecting. They are not merely mistaken, they twist reality to serve their own ends. A person who disregards truth is not just dishonest, they are dangerous. If a man cannot be trusted to speak the truth, he cannot be trusted with anything. The Stoic understands that honesty is the foundation upon which all virtue stands, and without it, no man can be considered good. They take pleasure in the suffering of others, delighting in cruelty and pain. The wicked soul does not merely seek its own gain, it finds joy in destruction. A man who finds happiness in another's tears has already condemned himself to a life of inner ruin. The Stoic seeks justice, not vengeance, peace, not cruelty. One must ask, does this person rejoice in others' downfall? If so, then he walks the path of evil. They lack empathy, seeing others as mere tools to be used and discarded. To them, human beings are stepping stones, nothing more than instruments for their personal desires. A man without compassion is a man without a soul. The wise do not see the world as something to be conquered, but as a place where each man must carry his burden with dignity and grace. If one does not feel the weight of another's suffering, he has already severed himself from humanity. They are consumed by greed, never satisfied with what they have. A soul that is never content is a soul that is forever restless, like a fire that can never be quenched. The evil man is not only hungry for wealth, power, or status, he is hungry for control. He sees the world as a battlefield where only his gain matters. But the wise know that no amount of gold can buy peace of mind. No position of power can give rest to a heart burdened by greed. A man who seeks only more has already lost everything. They betray without remorse, breaking bonds of trust without hesitation. The wicked are unfaithful, not only in love but in friendship, business, and life itself. They see loyalty as a weakness, not a virtue. But the wise man understands that trust is sacred. To break it is to break the foundation of one's own soul. If a man cannot be counted on when the winds turn cold, then he is not a man at all. He is a shadow, a hollow thing, drifting without honor or direction. They seek power for the sake of power, not for the sake of virtue. The righteous man pursues strength to protect and guide. The evil man pursues strength to dominate and crush. If a man desires control above all else, beware. He does not wish to lead, he wishes to enslave. The Stoic does not fear power, but he understands that power without wisdom is like a sword in the hands of a child. Dangerous, reckless, and doomed to cause suffering. They exploit the weak, preying on those who cannot defend themselves. The wicked do not seek conflict with equals. They seek victims. They hide behind their positions, their titles, their wealth, believing these things make them untouchable. But the wise know that justice is not blind forever. A man who builds his success upon the broken backs of others will one day find himself buried beneath the weight of his own corruption. The measure of a man is not in how he treats his equals, but in how he treats those who have nothing to give him. They are ruled by anger, driven by rage rather than reason. The wicked do not seek to understand, they seek to destroy. Anger is a storm that drowns the mind, and those who are led by it will always walk the path of ruin. The Stoic knows that true strength lies in control, not in chaos. He who cannot master his temper is already a slave to his impulses, his emotions, his worst self. A man who cannot find peace within himself will only bring war to those around him. They spread poison with their words, corrupting others with their influence. The wicked man does not need a sword to destroy. He needs only his tongue. Lies, gossip, slander, these are the weapons of the coward. They wound deeper than any blade and leave scars upon the soul. A wise man speaks with purpose, not with malice. If one's words bring only discord and suffering, then one has already turned against virtue. They refuse to accept responsibility, always blaming others for their misdeeds. The evil man never admits fault, for to do so would mean acknowledging his own weakness. But the wise know that a man's character is revealed not in his perfection, but in his ability to own his failures. A man who always shifts blame is a man who will never grow, never improve, never find peace. If he cannot face himself, then he is already lost. They lack humility, believing themselves above all others. The wicked are arrogant, believing they are untouchable, infallible. They scoff at wisdom, reject counsel, and ignore the lessons of the past. But pride is the first step toward downfall. The wise man knows that he is forever a student, always learning, always growing. To believe one has already mastered life is to walk blindly toward ruin. A man who cannot kneel before wisdom will one day be forced to kneel before his own destruction. The Stoic does not fear evil, but he recognizes it. He does not run from it, but he does not entertain it. To live with wisdom is to walk a path that evil men cannot follow, for they are consumed by their own darkness. The wise do not seek to destroy the wicked, for the wicked will destroy themselves. The task of the righteous is not to battle the darkness, but to shine so brightly that it has no place to dwell.